Hello and welcome, this is Eagle Eye 621, and what you see behind me is a very simple XP farm. This will convert your logs into XP automatically and in the background. It is a good early to late early game farm. Its logs are pretty easy to come by. In my 10 starter farms, 2 of them were wood farms. I also have an AFK wood farm, and there's a whole bunch of them out there that use TNT. And this will get all of those extra logs to use, generating that XP with the bonus of some additional fuel. It's also very easy to make and easily expandable, and I will show you how to do that as well as talk about the rates. You can take a moment to just make sure you are still subscribed, and also I have a join button right next to that button if you're interested in supporting me in that way. These are the materials you're going to need. You do need a bunch of hoppers, although I do have a couple of very easy iron farms, so iron isn't that hard to come by, but of course you don't have to make it this big. For 8 slice version, you're going to need 8 furnaces. You're going to need 4 chests, 3 specifically droppers, a sticky piston, a comparator, 2 observers, and these composters you don't actually need, but they do help cut down on that tiny bit of lag generated by the hoppers. And the lever is also highly recommended. Let's get these into the inventory. I will talk about these 2 blocks that are not necessary but also very helpful, along with the wood you're going to need and just a tiny bit of fuel to get the system started. And the book is there to talk about some rates, which I will do as well. So for this 8 slice version, we're going to get started by putting a furnace 1 off the ground, and then 8 of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Some solid counting with Eagle Eye 621. And then we're going to put our droppers facing up like this, and that's right next to this furnace, so that we can take the output from the furnaces and make a nice hopper line going all the way underneath. And then of course we're going to want to have items into our furnace, and also some fuel to burn those items, just like this. Now we're going to put some overflow chests just like this, and I'll show you a nice little upgrade that involves that. And then a hopper line going into that chest, and you can see we come back all the way to be next to this dropper. And we're going to put a double chest just like that from the dropper to the hopper, so that the output from your furnaces will get carried into this dropper line. It will go up into this chest and then be brought all the way back across, getting sucked out by these hoppers to fuel those furnaces as needed. You also are going to need some items to go into the top, so let's put a temporary block just like this and have a hopper line going all the way into that, just like that. And we can have our double chest just like this. And this is your input. If you have an automatic wood farm, this is the hopper that you would want to get into. And then let's put our composters on top of all of our hoppers. This serves 2 purposes. As I said, it does help cut down on the minimal hopper lag, although there aren't a lot of them, so it's not a big deal. It also helps to make sure nothing accidentally falls in there that shouldn't be in there. We have to set up a little bit of an auto dispenser, or in this case, our auto dropper. So we're going to put a comparator facing away from this particular dropper. It's taking a reading from this dropper. We're going to go down 1 and put a sticky piston facing up, just like that. And then we're going to grab our observers and have 1 facing in, and then 1 facing above, just like that. And we do have our lever, and believe it or not, we're actually done with the main build. Let's talk about some extra speed ups. As I said, this is where all of your logs are going to start. So we can just fill that up very nicely. And for those wondering, that is a middle click and drag for that copying all of the items. And you can see that it's going in here. Hoppers are greedy, and it is picking all of those up right there. And it is ending up in your furnace. Now, I talked about some additional things you can do. And if you grab some of these stripped logs, what that will do is once this is filled up, this will fill up, and it will then go to the next hopper quicker because all of these are already blocked. And if you ever run out of trees, these are something that can cook anyways, so you won't end up jamming up your hoppers. You can see that as this quickly approaches 64, it will start on to the next hopper right away, instead of needing all 4 of these to get filled. And you can see as soon as you have one right there, you can do that to the next one. Now, I did say you are going to want to start with some fuel, so let's get our fuel into the chest, and of course you don't need nearly that much to start with. You will see that hoppers are greedy. Only one of these is starting to fill up with your charcoal, and that's the purpose of the other block. Same idea. You just put one in each of the slots like that, and then when this hopper fills up with the charcoal, then this will fill up with charcoal as well, and it will automatically move into the next slot, if I can manage to click on it. And once you have any right there, you can do the same exact thing. And again, that just helps the process speed along, as you will notice that only the first furnaces turn on, because you need to have both the fuel and the logs. Now, of course, because of what this is burning, all of the extra that you can see getting shot in here come up here and then instantly get taken onto the way down. And no items get stuck in there, as you can see. So that is perfect. I did say there were a couple of upgrades you can make and expansions, so I will show you how to expand them. And expanding it is very easy. Let's just throw that on the ground for now and grab what's in this chest. We have a simple upgrade right here and how to expand it one slice at a time. So to expand this, all you need to do is remove this chest right here, and you just come out one more for everything. So again, you're going to put a furnace just like that. You will put the hopper to continue on down on that line. You will have a hopper going in. We will get a temporary block just to be able to put our hopper facing in this way. Of course, we're going to add our composter on top. We also need to continue these lines like this. One more temporary block so that we can point our hopper directly into there with one more composter on top. And then our overflow is just like this. And now we've gone from 8 to 9, and you can see that we've already had another one turn on. So you can see that we're filling up with all of these items, unlike in here. So it's going to take a little bit longer for the next one to turn on, because instead of filling them up, we had to wait for that to load. Same on the back end with the charcoal. But again, they will all eventually turn on. Don't need to worry about that. And for a very simple upgrade, all of the extra charcoal is going to end up in this chest. So to know when you're getting to the point where it is about to overflow, you can just put a comparator like this with a redstone lamp like this and a redstone block just like that. And this light will turn on only when this is completely filled with the charcoal. Let me show you that. If we completely fill this chest with charcoal, and you can see the light turns on. If we take some out, the light turns off. So this tells you that you're going to start having a backup of charcoal coming through these hoppers, which is not a problem at all, but this just tells you have some extra charcoal you can take out to use without any worries, and you're always going to be running a surplus because the charcoal burns 8 logs at the cost of just the 1 charcoal. So I did accidentally destroy the lever, so let me bring that back and explain what the lever is for. And this allows you to do something that I'm going to actually demonstrate on the one that hasn't been running for all that long. But let's just show you how to get the XP out, and then I will talk a little bit more specifically about the rates. So what this lever does is you can see right now that the item will instantly go away. Now, if you're fast enough, you can click it to pull it out, but if you just turn this lever on, what's going to happen is that it's going to lock the hopper underneath, which also locks this charcoal in place just like that, which allows you to take it out. And again, this has not been running for very long, but I'm starting with no XP, and when you manually pull out an item, you get all of the XP that is from all the items burned in this furnace since the last one was pulled out manually. Now, do be sure to unlock it so that it doesn't get ruined, and then also you can take this lever, take it off, and then move it to the next one, which will show you which one is next in line to be pulled. So the next time you need any XP, you come here, you turn it on, you wait for this item to finish, grab it, and then unlock it, or just destroy it instead of unlocking it, and move it down to the next one, also to get ready to pull more XP out of it. And then you can throw your extra charcoal in your chest, or take it out in this case, as that one was already filled. I filled this with creative, so that is not the result of running this for that long. Just to show you that what happens is that these hoppers start to back up. It's not a problem at all, but it can lead to a waste, and if this chest fills all the way up, then you will start to lose some of your charcoal items. So this one being full does present a problem, and it's just a little bit of item loss. So let's talk about those rates. As I said, each one of these furnaces on either side, you can see here, will burn 360 wood per hour. That burns 45 charcoal for 5, which means you have a surplus of 315 charcoal per furnace per hour. Now, each time you burn an item in a furnace, you do get some XP, and for converting that wood into charcoal, you get 0.15 XP, which means that each one of these furnaces will generate 54 XP per hour, or just under 1,300 per real-life day. That means in this pod of 8 you see over here, it's over 10,000 XP per day. It's a little under 10,400 XP per day. Now, you can expand this all the way out to 24 furnaces. Technically, you can do it to 25, but it does lead to some extra problems, so I will just tell you do it to 24. That said, by the time you get to 24 furnaces, you're burning 8,688 wood per hour. And honestly, it's time to move on to a different type of XP farm, like the one that I had that uses the cobblestone and carpet dupers, or my non-zero tick cactus and bamboo farm if you don't like TNT dupers or carpet dupers. Those will get you a little bit more, but require a much larger setup, so more of the medium to late game XP farms. These, as I said, are going to help you out in that early to late early game farms. You got the fuel, and you got that XP, and you don't have to think about it. You can leave this in your spawn chunks, and it'll just keep on running in the background while you're out doing other things until you need that XP, and then all it is waiting for you. Turn that on, wait for this to grab, and then grab it, and then move this to the next furnace, and so on and so forth. You can obviously put all the furnaces with their own levers on them if that's more of your style, but then you just need to remember which one is next in line. Now, if you like this video, I would appreciate that thumbs up if you found it helpful. If you liked it, also consider telling one of your friends or maybe your favorite Minecraft YouTuber to include this in their world. And for more videos like this, do be sure to subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.